point towards the direction of more realism. It just seems as if not only the presence
So
of
can you
moral
demonstrate
convergence, but also the
loaded
fact of
evidence?
seem to have very, very strong moral intuitions, right? Which seem to actually come from a place of actually objective and stance independent moral facts existing. It seems as if, like what's it called, generally from what we can observe on a day-to-day basis, general moral talk and the presence of genuine moral disagreement seeming to exist actually seems to lend credence to the fact that moral facts exist. So, what's your response?
Yes. So where do you even like get the idea that it leads more credence to such? But I had already given my other, adjustment
What was the other interpretation you have?
earlier. I'll re-clarify. So you claim that we have no seemingly other way to explain like the purpose for these moral statements and what, but that could just be some ways of communicating attitudes and behavior, ways of disapproval, approval,
Is he lagging out just for me?
how we feel. I don't see why they have to be anything more than just a subjective experience.
Yeah, he's lagging out. Archie, you're lagging
As
out.
for
But
the credence and stuff.
wait,
By the way, I have a hearing all. You can hear what I'm saying. I'm just saying it randomly fast and slow. I'm not lagging out that bad.
no, you are lagging out. But okay.
But back to what I was saying earlier, though. You said that there's also like a ton of loads of evidence. I'm assuming that you refer to these load of evidence within the external world, and if not, that you're trying to demonstrate in some other language way. So, I'd have to ask, where is this load of evidence being demonstrated, because I haven't seen it being demonstrated. By moral disagreement leads more credence to the fact that these things are facts. I don't take that interpretation by any means.
Archi W.
Obviously,
Wait, is he like
we
okay?
have to understand to a certain extent. By the way, I'm not lagging that bad again. I'm just saying certain things slower and faster. But anyways, though, we can generally seem to understand that the idea of moral, disagreements could just simply form from the fact that, a facts would have to be required for them, some type of order or direction to be found. And because of this facts, or this, general order isn't just lacking, obviously there's going to be a lack of requirement that is needed for disagreements not to be had, similar to non-moral facts, about even if we have disagreements in other various areas, there's going to be some type of way of measuring how truthful such thing is, which is something that is lacking of the property of morality. So can you demonstrate all of these things, and can you address all of those arguments?
Yeah, so the first argument you made was about how instead of it, or instead of us actually having these like genuine moral intuitions, instead they can just be a product of our subjective experience. However, that clearly doesn't seem to be the case, as if you ask the average person, and in fact, I'll give an example, which would be if you see somebody getting wait,
the average person,
why am I getting cut off in the middle of my argument? Yeah. Yeah, no. He's getting ready. He's
That's okay.
itching.
You
So
can keep crying.
again, don't worry. I'll just look at me in
Right
my
now,
recording.
cutting you
But
off.
anyways,
Your
but
argument.
the evidence quite literally is just the fact that if we analyze our own intuitions, and this is just going to be an appeal to the rational person, right? If you see somebody getting stabbed in the street, and then you notice that, oh, and you say this is wrong, you shouldn't be doing that. This is wrong. This shouldn't be done, right? Obviously, if you ask yourself even further, oh, would it be immoral even if I had a preference for it, even if I liked the work, even if I liked stabbing people, would it be immoral to do? And the answer is yes, it would still be immoral to do, even if I liked doing it, right? Or you can ask yourself, would child murder be wrong, even if you liked child murder? And the answer would be yes. There are multiple examples of this, even in which people actually seem to express a preference towards this thing. There are multiple instances of murderers who say that, oh yeah, I'd murder you. They prefer to murder. They're like ultra sadists. However, they're still able to genuinely acknowledge that the actions that they're doing are wrong, and they seem to be able to acknowledge that what they're doing is immoral. So it seems as if that, like, just very, very clearly, that like what's it called? These like intuitions, and these intuitions that we have seem to not come from a place of just personal experience or something that's just deeply subjective to ourselves. Rather, it also seems to be something that's actually external to ourselves, and that is what is causing these intuitions. And as for the second point that he brought up, which is that what's it called? These moral disagreements could just seem to be this certain way, even though there isn't any moral fact. Now we know that multiple times, at least, whenever you see, for example, two scientists disagreeing about something, you'd conclude that, oh yeah, at least one of them has to be right, or neither of them could be right, because there could be an objective fact of the matter that neither of them have
Yeah,
access
diverging
to.
on
This
moral
is the
facts,
case for
definitely
almost
for
every
moral
single other
statements.
aspect of disagreement in our life. So the fact that we're not extending this to morality, even though it seems as if people
There's a
seem to have like
distinction.
genuine moral disagreements on a day-to-day basis, where they aren't just saying, oh yeah, this is just how I feel, this is how you feel, I'm just saying I prefer this, you're just saying you prefer X, right? It doesn't seem as if they're just talking about what they prefer. It seems as if they actually do are trying to talk about some objective fact of the world rather than just some subjective preference that they have. I
Bro, you're
don't know
such a
how a
fucking logic.
subjectivist would even account for statements like, oh, I think this is wrong, but I might be mistaken. What would that mean if wrong there just meant some preference that they have? It seems as if the fact that we seem to change our moral views and the fact that we're even skeptical as to whether or not we deem this thing as right or not seems to lend credence towards the fact that these morals aren't just based off of our preferences.
Okay, yeah, that's funny. You only addressed two of my arguments, by the way, and not three, but that's completely fine though. Now, again, the simple idea of disagreement. I'm going to address the second one first. This is not going to be, some type of indictment of moral realism, and no anti-realist is going to say that, or non-cognitivist is going to say that, right? Disagreement is to be found in essentially any area, even where no one doubts that the claims at stake purport to report facts that everyone grants that some claims are true, whether that's in science, different fields of study. But the type of disagreements that vary, in from moral or non-moral facts, these things can be measured by, things of the external world. Now, the idea of disagreement, you saying that it can lend credence to your area, this is not an argument, unfortunately, because we have to understand that many people differ in their emotions, attitudes, interests, and some people just simply can argue and give an interpretation that moral disagreements simply reflect the fact that moral claims people embrace, are really just devices for expressing and serving different emotions, attitudes, and interests, regardless of whether they're born in a certain environment or whatnot. And even then, some can even argue that these moral disagreements take the form they do because the facts that would be required to give them, or some type of order or direction, are simply just not to be found or not existent, within the reality. So it's really wouldn't matter. That's a pretty shitty argument. Am I fucking lagging?
Yeah, you were lagging pretty bad earlier.
Am I?
Yeah,
But I'm not lagging, he said.
What?
Don't fuck.
Wait, am I
it's
lagging?
better
Yes or
now.
no?
But no, you're not lagging anymore.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah,
you
and
suck.
your first point. Shut up. Anyways, but yeah, and then your first point, regarding whether these moral facts. I already addressed this within my first point, to which I don't think you fully had understood. But this extraordinary evidence is just not to be found. You haven't explained this what this load of evidence is. And if you're saying that disagreement is just going to be this load of evidence, I've already explained why that doesn't necessarily lead to your conclusion, unfortunately. But I guess that's the British in you. So it's going to be your response.
So the first thing also, wait, let me check if I'm echoing. Yeah, no, I'm not echoing. But the first thing quite literally is just your response wasn't actually really a proper response to the argument. So whenever you say that, of course, people disagree all the time about things that don't even have an objective fact about the matter. You can say that's true, that maybe they do disagree about stuff. You can say people disagree about sports teams. However, you won't see people going to war about whether or not which sports team is better. You won't see people going to war or even willing to physically assault other people on a variety of occasions, depending on whether or not they think your sports team is better or not. However, you will see people willing to do that for morality. So it seems as if moral fact and just general morality, like our moral intuition, seem to actually grant us this special force, right? These moral claims, moral judgments that we make seem to give us this special force to act upon them, compared to any regular judgment about just mere preferences. You said that this moral disagreement could just be fueled by quote unquote, I'm pretty sure it was preferences, or it could just be expressions of our emotions. But again, it's very, very conceivable to say a person who actually just doesn't have any sort of like any sort of emotion, and a person who can't feel emotion at all, yeah, they can still express genuine moral judgment. I also give you the example of serial killers who also, even though they have preferences towards this thing and they seem to have a positive emotional disposition towards this thing, they seem to be able to express genuine moral judgment to say that this thing is wrong. So to say morality is simply just reducible down to either of those two things just doesn't actually seem to work. Also, whenever you tell me that moral disagreement, right, you can say that people disagree on stuff all of the time, even though there isn't an objective fact of the matter. I'd like to see some form of like, wait, am I cutting out? Wait, am I cutting out? Okay, I must go to. I'm gonna assume not. But like what's it called? If you say that people disagree on stuff without an objective fact of the matter all of the time, I'd like to see some form of empirical work that seems to point towards that direction. I can give you multiple examples of people actually expressing genuine disagreement and there actually being a fact of the matter. And it seems as if these issues where they have genuine disagreement and there is a fact of the matter, they seem to motivate people to act a certain way compared to other situations where it's just, for example, I like tea compared to I like coffee. You won't see people willing to harm each other over that because that's trivial. However, you see people willing to harm each other over things with an objective fact of the matter. And especially when evolutionarily, you could say that our intuitions have been developed to actually be truth tracking and track onto reality. So to say that we can just dismiss them and instead we can just dismiss all of these feelings about objective moral facts existing and just say they're all emotion based, regardless of all of the evidence that I've given you, just seems to be completely disingenuous. And I don't even know how you can respond to this while remaining honest.
To your case, because we can accept all of these.
Wait, was he speaking while I was in the middle of my sentence?
Some of the facts that you have presented, they can be true, but what is true of those doesn't necessarily lead to me dropping my commitments because you've just given different interpretations. You know, and the statements that I don't agree on to such, which is that no one would be as motivated to kill or harm over such things compared to what you consider to be moral statements.
Can you repeat all of that? Can you repeat all of that?
I just don't agree to such. You know, you made a very, very hefty knowledge claim earlier, you know, saying that the average person is going to be taking such, to which I don't know what average environment you're referring to, whether that's the US community, whether that's, you know, Europe, whether that's, you know, Eastern European countries, the Middle East, Africa, wherever, Asia. But I have no way of telling this, and you have no way of telling this. Nor do you have
can you repeat your argument?
It just seems to be the case that that's just going to be something that you pull it out of your ass and that you just can't actually defend, you know? So unfortunately,
no, wait.
so
Zaza, what's it called?
Good at demonstrating your point. So I like some actual evidence to such, and I'd like you to actually explain why such your interpretation would hold up any better than anyone else's interpretation would on all of those, you know, facts you seem to be the case.
So what's it called?
You know,
I'm going to need you to repeat most of that because Zaza, I didn't ask you to. No, wait, okay, wait. Okay, he's doing it like almost immediately. It's like he's doing it almost immediately. But Zaza, I asked you to moderate, right? I didn't ask you. Wait, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you to. Wait, okay, look, he's doing it again. Look, he's doing it again. Look, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. But look, I didn't ask you to only mute him whenever he begins to start like loud miking, especially when I'm in the middle of my argument and then he starts speaking.
I don't know why. So,
okay, wait. I'm asking you to mute him if he's trying to make an argument in the middle of my sentence. Like, hello?
No, I just want you to actually defend.
Like, wait, is that something hard to understand? I don't want him giving an argument in the middle of my sentence.
Because you are like a little
like, if you can't do that simple thing, then we can just get a different moderator. Like, I'm so confused. Wait, Zaza, are you going to say, Zaza, are you going to moderate properly, or are you just going to leave?
Just pick the debate.
I'm not going to look at you until I'm going to like answer.
Let's be fun to each other. Let's, you know, have some fun.
No, wait, chill, because I'm trying to finish my argument, and how am I going to be able to respond to what he's saying properly? He's speaking while I'm mid-sentence.
Defend more realism, but you've given the arguments of an element.
What did you say?
So, you know, I just want you to please.
What did you say, Zaza?
To my counter arguments.
I said keep on going to your argument. And if he keeps
like he's saying it,
the chat what do you mean? He just gave a whole new argument while I was in the middle of my sentence.
You're crying right now and like raging out.
Are you listening to me right now? Is it like going into one ear and coming out the other?
You're like taking this so
like,
serious.
I said he made a whole different argument while I was in the middle of my sentence. Are you like not listening to me?
You think this is a tier 1 performance, Shinra? Dude, just give your argument. Come on, man. Don't complain about the mod. Just give your argument right now. I'm not going to interrupt. No one's going to interrupt. It's okay.
Like, what is going on? Like, wait, Zaza, are you going to like moderate
What's
properly?
going on is we're trying to
Like,
No,
argue.
I see. I have him local
like
muted.
you guys sucking the
Not
fade now.
arguing.
Stop saying my name and do your fucking argument.
Okay, so Archie, are you going?
Like,
Can you repeat the
literally
argument?
just
Yeah, Archie, can you repeat the
argued
argument?
it.
Can you repeat the argument? Can
Which
you
argument
repeat
do you
the
want me to
argument?
repeat, man?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Well, I'm not gonna
Yes.
repeat the whole thing, right? Because a lot of the things that I already said,
You're
it was just
lagging
me
out,
saying
by
that
the
I
way.
had already mentioned, and
Yeah,
that your
like the mic is
interpretations
cutting out
don't
really badly.
necessarily lead
Archie,
to the
you're lagging
conclusion
out.
you're referring to.
You're lagging out. You're lagging out. You're lagging
that's,
out.
that's essentially it.
You're lagging out. You are
Also,
lagging
by
out.
the way, I was like really just talking slow and fast, like
Mm.
it's literally just it, dude. Like I don't know, like what you guys are talking
Literally,
about.
me
Like, I
and
have a
Zaza are
hearing
telling
loss
you
and
you're
I can hear
lagging out.
myself
Okay,
just
bro.
fine.
Yeah, both
It's
of
just like
us are
different.
mistaken.
Like sometimes
Okay.
I talk faster and slower because I have like dissonance like connections between my
Okay,
Wi-Fi.
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
it's
So,
not like I'm cutting in and out so terribly.
so you said like some of it was like what's it
Like
called? You said some
disrespect.
of it. Okay, so you said some of it was just you saying what you said earlier, and then you said something else. Was there anything new that you said you haven't said before?
Goodness gracious, dude! Just
Is
Dude,
he
never
is he
responded to
lagging?
what I
Is he
said. You
lagging just
summarized
for
it
me?
perfectly. Good job, bro.
I literally
Dude,
can't
just
even
stop
hear
it,
what
dude.
you're
No one
saying
is
right now. Like
lagging,
neither
bro.
of the
Like I
accounts
can
are
hear
speaking.
myself. You're just making excuses because you're avoiding and you don't actually know how to
Wait,
defend
yeah,
moral
he's lagging
realism.
for everyone.
Just come on, just do it.
Yeah, exactly. Can someone like get this guy to fix his
Okay,
lag?
you can say I'm lagging all you want.
Look in
Judges
chat. Everyone
panel
is
isn't gonna
saying
say
that
that.
you're
The judge isn't
lagging,
gonna
dude.
say that.
Everyone in chat is
I don't
saying you're
care what
lagging.
they're saying.
Okay,
Here,
dude.
watch this. Zaza, can you hear me?
I think if he
Yes
leaves
or no?
VC and then rejoins, it'll get better.
Thank you.
Okay, bro.
'Cause I literally can't even. I don't even hear him
Anyways.
saying anything right now.
Anyway.
This nigga
So,
what's
what's the argument? Yes or no?
okay, man.
Are you gonna
What'd you
respond
say?
to the argument? Yes or no?
Yeah, I just need to get clear for one. Did you say anything new from before? That's all I needed to repeat. Anything
I
else is
already
just
answered
trivial.
that. I already answered that.
Yeah. So what was
Like
the
I
new
already
thing that you
told you,
said?
the only thing like you can consider new is just me
Mhm.
saying that I'd like to like wrap this up if you're just gonna keep repeating yourself and like you just give
Yeah.
me more equal interpretations when you right now you're on the positive.
Okay.
Like I don't think you fully
So,
understand what the idea of moral realism is, right? But you're just trying to say that moral claims, do purport to report facts, and if they are true, they are only true if they get the facts right. That at least some moral claims are true. But none of like the interpretations you've given have necessarily led to this, and there are multiple interpretations that can just simply say that opposite, especially interpretation of moral disagreement. And your idea that people have different motivations and a particular unique quality about motivations that are completely separate from other things such as like sports or like food, like how you mentioned, like opinions like that. Many people kill over those things as well. And you also mentioned an average median earlier, to which I asked for a statistic on that because you can't measure necessarily that. You don't have any information on that. That's just a claim you pulled out of your ass because you have to ask, what is the average? Are you talking about the average in your neighborhood? You said a whole lot of I see, and that could just be a product of your environment. What about when you measure into Europe, or when you measure into the US, or when you measure into Asia or Africa, or different environments like that? Are you referring to averages there? Is there just some unique quality that's only shared within specific environments? You generally start to wonder, oh wait, if the environment is the reason why such person has it, the perspective. Like it's arguments, they're just elementary, dude. I just want an actual argument for more realism, please.
Yeah, so whenever I say average there, what I mean is when I say average there, what I'm trying to appeal to is just the people who are in this call. So specifically, every single person, okay, wait, can I like finish my sentence? Like, okay, but every single person in this call can like attest that usually they don't seem to actually get the same form of like emotional reaction or get actually okay, wait, can I finish my sentence?
Yes, you can, and as a moderator, I will mute you if you're interrupted. Go ahead, C.
Thank you. So, what's it called? As I was saying before,
unmuted.
Okay,
I
look.
have mod.
Yeah,
am I going to like finish my? Okay. So okay. I guess I'll just look at me. But look, whenever I say average, the people who I'm trying to appeal to is one, just the people who are listening to the debate. Literally every single rational person who is witnessing this debate can attest to the fact that they do not get the same visceral reaction that they do whenever they say, for example, like rape is moral, right? And there's nothing immoral about that. To whenever they say tea is better than coffee, it seems as if we have these certain ingrained reactions inside of us, which make us react in a certain way compared to any other environment. Also, whenever you say that, like, if we look at other places, would they have the same reaction? It seems as if like moral convergence is just something that we can statistically prove. For example, right now we don't actually grab people by the ankles with horses, then drag them across the street, and so that they die by virtue of like fucking friction burns or however they die. Right? We don't hang people anymore. We also don't like stone people to death generally. I can show you like statistics for this. Give me a second. I'm going to find them. Has crime become less brutal over time?
in the Middle
Wait,
East
has
still
crime
hang.
become
Have you not
less
seen Palestine?
over
Are
time
you okay?
globally?
That's a retarded argument.
Like,
Wait, anyways,
see
but
or not
are you
see
sure?
Shinra?
Crime, blah, 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 blah,
Shit in
blah,
the
blah,
Middle
blah.
East. Pretty fucking
Homicide is declining. Okay, yeah, this is like the perfect example. Wait, what's it called? Moxie, are you listening?
I think he's listening.
Moxie,
Yeah,
are you there? Yeah, can you check side chat? What's it called? Okay. Yeah, the statistic is literally just right there. What's it called? It's just homicide is decreasing around the world, and this is something that like even I could just appeal to you as the judge for. Generally, it seems as if like even you seem to get completely visceral reaction whenever like, for example, somebody tells you rape is moral or murder is moral or child exploitation is moral, compared to whenever they just give you other statements that simply like what's it called that just simply about your preferences, right? So again, it just seems as if like preference claims are moral claims, even from the perspective of even the judge, the average person who's watching this call, right? Everyone seems to not like wants to kill other people over like sports, right? And even if you say that there are a few outliers where people do actually do so, it doesn't seem to be as widespread and as common as like moral claims are, right? And as like judgments and actions about morality are. So whenever like what's it called, it doesn't actually seem as if you have any sort of like even equal amounts of evidence. You keep trying to assert that your evidence is like equal to mine. However, I don't even know what would even make them equal. As they equal in the sense that they are equally as intuitively plausible. Because if it's like intuitive, like if you're trying to appeal to people's intuition here, then we can literally make a poll right now in chat and ping the entire server. Like people generally will react worse to people saying, "Oh yeah, it's moral for me to rape your mother," compared to people making claims about, "Oh yeah, I like the Lakers over any other basketball team." Simple claims about your preferences like that, about sports teams, they don't hold the same sort of relevance. People seem to be motivated to act in a certain way about morals. If somebody, let's say, is a law or put something in as a law, and the reason why it's a law is because they believe it's morally right, people are motivated to act in accordance to what they believe is morally right. However, you will notice that people aren't as motivated in that same sort of fashion to like act in a certain way depending on their preferences. I can prefer not to get my shoes dirty. However, I'll still go into a burning building and still save a child, even if it's against my preferences. So to say preferences and emotions are just identical to morality just isn't actually analogous at all, and it doesn't actually seem to be representative of how people are speaking.
Without traps instead of a room with traps isn't a preference.
Wait, repeat what you said? What did you ask me?
Hypothetically, if you were to have 2 rooms, one that had trap booby door spikes, and if you walked into it, it would immediately kill like 100,000 like children. And then you walked into had a room on the right that had none of these things. Like you're just completely safe and everything happens normally. You just walk into a room, maybe there's a pizza there or whatever. Would it not be a preference to walk into the room that wouldn't do that? And would that preference not be based on motivations or multiple things, whether that could be the fact that you want to also save your life, whether you view the killing of children wrong, multiple negative parameters that generally like lower the quality of life for many people, including yourself? Would that not be a motivating behavior and factor that can still fit within the lines of satisfaction? Because it
seems as if you're like getting mistaken here.
Ideas of satisfaction, dissatisfaction. The only thing you're trying to posit here is that my definition or that the way people define things is wrong. To which I mean, yeah, certain things can be true by your own personal definition, but this isn't going to have any real credence because I can say the equally same thing. And then at that point, you're going to say, oh, okay, well, if we can interpret things equally and our values equal, then who's reporting the facts? Are the facts just not there?
So, what's it called?
Also, you still
Also,
haven't addressed
mhm.
any of my ideas on moral disagreement as well.
Yeah, so to respond to the thing you just said, morals and preferences can align with each other, where usually the average rational person, okay, what's it called? The average rational person is also always going to like, or most of them are going to say, oh yeah, I prefer things which are moral generally, right? However, what's it called? To say that preferences and morality are identical just seems to be completely absurd. For example, I can pull you up an interview
No one
right
said
now,
there's an
or for
identity
example, a serial
relationship.
killer, right, who is getting interviewed, and they say,
Identity
oh yeah,
relationship is
he
for
love to kill.
you
Also,
know
wait, Zaza, can
expressing
you like mute this guy? Zaza,
emotional
can you
like
mute this guy?
attitudes
But
towards things.
actually, wait, I'll just local mute him. I have the
Preference doesn't
recording
have to
people
reflect
watch.
just
Wait,
an
give me a
emotional
second. I'm just gonna
No,
local
no,
mute
preference.
this
Shooter,
guy.
don't local me. You have to
For
listen to
example,
him.
No, I don't have to
people can
listen
have a
to the guy
preference
if he's cutting me
for
off.
going
But
to the gym.
literally,
I
what's it
don't think
called?
the
I
gym
can
is going
give
to be something
multiple
that's
interviews of actual
moral
serial
unless you have
killers
some
being
type of like
interviewed, and
particular
they
reason
say
for
even though
it.
they prefer to murder, they have a positive
Maybe if you have
emotional
a slave to
disposition
it or
to murder,
something.
right? They still
You know,
think
most
murder
people
is
just prefer
wrong,
to feel
right?
good and look
Or
good.
you can give another example. If like
Preference
what's it
isn't
called, abortion
going to
for
be the
seem to
identity
actually
factor that I'm referring to
benefit
as a
more
complete
people than
thing,
it
but
harmed, some people would still say, oh yeah, it is still wrong to do so, even if they prefer to actually preserve more lives. So it seems as if our preferences and what is moral is completely distinct. Another example would be Hiroshima. You could say that
It's
people
not
in
generally
America,
completely
like they
distinct.
prefer
And
to
you
keep
also
living, they
already
prefer to keep
said
keep preserving
beforehand
the lives of the American people,
that
right? However, they still
preferences
think it's wrong for you to
can align
bomb
with
the
moral.
Japanese people. So it seems as if to say
How is
preferences
that
and morality are
proof?
identical is just something that's completely just misaligned from reality. Like they aren't
Distinct?
even connected to each other.
That's just funny.
He has you
I know it
local
gave
muted, by the way.
me.
Yeah, wait, Zaza, I still don't know why aren't you muting the guy if he's cutting me off?
Those are just my contentions.
He literally just said
You know,
you local muted him, so why would it matter if
and
I
goodness,
started muting him
Qualia,
now?
you know,
Yeah, so
you
that
can hear
he
me,
doesn't
anyways.
keep making new arguments? Question mark?
Yeah.
That's like, but what's it called? Oh yeah, Zaza is friends with the guy. No wonder.
I
Combat is
guess he's
biased,
friends with me,
but it's
even
just
though we
actually
barely talk. You know, like I'm cool with him.
like
He's a cool dude,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
but I wouldn't say
he's a cool
friends.
dude. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Together,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, he is a
He's a
cool
cool
dude.
dude. Actually, he's a cool dude.
Wait,
Anyways,
are two
look.
British people trying
So,
to make fun of my pronunciation? Can you pronounce
what's it
watermelon?
called? Moxie, did he say anything new?
Wait,
Did he say
pronounce
anything new
watermelon.
whenever I was speaking? Did he say anything new, or did he just like
Oh, okay,
repeat
gotcha.
something he said before? Moxie, if you were listening.
He's scared dead.
Yeah,
I
Moxie.
didn't listen to that part. I gave my judgment about the things he said in the side chat though. I said like my issue with this doesn't conclude that like these innovative reasons are, you know, the cause. But you can possibly ascribe a possible cause to them. But yeah, I don't know. The thing like one of the possible cause that, you know, the thing that you sent is that they say it's due to, you know, domestic policies from these countries. The thing that you could possibly say is maybe these like policies are, you know, whether the people who are making these policies, maybe they were like engaging in some deliberation or something that I don't know. It's either the case that like those reasons were either like stance dependent reasons or stance independent reasons. But you know, I don't know how we would know that though.
Yeah, but like,
But,
did Archie say any of that? By the way.
Well,
you
that's
know,
essentially
I
what
wasn't
was
listening.
saying.
I was just that's what I said. I wasn't listening. I was just only like giving like my sort of like issues with the thing that he
Oh,
sent.
okay.
But
Never mind.
Yeah,
Are you like
it's just
willing
my
to watch the
interpretation of it.
recording and just like judge who won then?
Sure. Do you want to end it there then?
Yeah. The only other thing that I
Okay.
just need you to give me like an account for is why do you think people generally seem to be converging on certain like moral fact or like certain moral truths? If you think that there's no moral facts that actually exist, what would be like account for that?
Conversion. Okay, so what do you mean by conversion? Because there's many things that you can mean by that.
People seem to be agreeing more often on moral claims.
More often on moral types. Well, where do you see this at?
So, for
Oh my God.
example, you notice that the
When you
average.
say more people, it seems to be the case that you're referring to a majority account.
So, like for
Which it
example,
seems to be.
you
I agree. Maybe
notice.
like the Western society could, you know, but the Western
Yes.
society isn't going to be all of society, even a majority amount of society. It's actually going to be the
Give me a
minority.
second.
So I
Evidence
don't necessarily
for
understand what you're trying to say when you say most.
All right. Give me a second. I'm just going to pull up a
Yeah,
statistic.
good.
Explaining historical moral convergence. Da 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 da
Because
da.
I can
Wait.
tell you
Okay.
from
No.
okay.
This you need to pay for this. Never mind. Convergence theories and more. La da 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 da.
Okay, well, while
Child
we're
grows
doing
up.
that, I was just simply going to say this, right? We understand.
Don't say
this is something
anything
I feel
new.
like
Wait, don't say anything new
most
so I
people
don't get
understand.
sidetracked. Don't say
That
anything new.
disagreement, it's really something
Naturalistic.
that's,
Okay, that's what I'm
relevant of
looking
just
for.
expressing different emotions
Da
and
da da da
attitudes
da.
towards things. The reason
Convergent
why
views in
people may
social
feel the need
networks, the
to,
paradox of convergent evidence, more
explain
progress,
these
recent
moral
development,
statements,
society's
regardless
change
of
over
whether they're
time.
facts or not.
There.
It could simply be,
This is
simply
like
the case
there's
that
one.
they just don't know how
What's it
else.
called? I
Right?
don't
And
think you
that
can even
these ways
name
are just
me
simply
a
devices
single
using
like
language.
example of
Because we have to
people
think of what language
like
even is.
people
When we think of moral
disagreeing
language
with,
is
for
just a
example,
communication,
people
a
like
system
generally
of
people seem to,
communication that we
for
use.
example,
There's many
value
different types of
animals
language,
more. People seem to
and
value
moral
women
language
more.
just could happen to be
People
another
also
system
like
of communication we seem to use. I
Piercing.
don't think there's anything
what are you
necessarily wrong
talking
with
about?
that.
Do you
What are you
have him
talking about?
muted, or can you still hear him? He's
No,
like,
I look. If I'm finding
Well, he asked
evidence
the
and he
question,
starts
so
speaking, then I'm just gonna like look at me.
yeah,
Then
I'll
like,
overtalk.
still hear me?
Yeah.
yeah, if I'm finding evidence, if I like find evidence, I ask him for an account of something, and then he's like, "Oh, where's the convergence?" I'm looking for evidence for the convergence. Then he starts giving a new argument while I'm looking for the convergence. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, Archie, what was
But,
the argument you just gave?
That's not a new argument. You had this way, right? You literally had asked me why people feel
Yeah,
this
and
way,
you
even if
questioned
they
whether or
aren't
not they felt
facts.
like that in the first place.
What would be the motivation towards this
Yeah,
if
no,
they
you
aren't even
questioned why they
true?
felt like that in the first
To which I
place.
explained to you that moral
Wait,
language, well, first off, we have to think of what even is language. Language is just a system of communication that people use. Every language is a system of communication. Moral language is a system of communication. Now, to what behavior and what purpose this, system of communication fully fulfills and what kind of communication we're referring to, that is something that is obviously in question, right? But
okay,
there's nothing wrong
I'm
with
just
the
going to
interpretation that moral disagreements seem to
describe
reflect
it
the
like
fact that
this.
these moral claims people embrace are, despite their, appearances or parameters, are really just devices for expressing, or serving in their different emotions, attitudes, motivations, dreams.
Oh, okay. So wait, you think that all of language?
And
Okay, so to
again,
be
towards
clear,
the
you
point
think
of
all of
your
language
whole
is just like
moral average
expression of
thing,
your emotions and your
or
dreams,
the
right?
majority, sorry, not average, the majority people agree on such interpretations and stuff like that. I don't think you understand the concept of war, Shinra, or maybe you're just like
Oh my
pretty
god,
ignorant.
he's just rambling. He's
But I wouldn't
filibustering.
say
Oh my
that
god,
most of people.
he's wasting my
If not, of
time.
course, you could always just make the counter. Oh well, that's just reflective of the government. It's not
The truth master has arrived. It's me.
Yeah, no,
Truth
he's
Master.
wasting my time, Dingo. Can you
parts
please
of
like
war,
tell him to stop
simply
wasting
such as,
my
let's say,
time?
Palestine versus Israel, to which we see the civilians on both sides taking distinctive sides. Even Ukraine versus Russia, where we see both sides taking distinctive, sides. Civilians included. So,
Do you think any of them
important to
agree?
understand that
Wait,
people
Archie, do you
across the
think
world
any
have
of the
different
people who take either
ideologies,
sides or who's
simply
moral?
saying that,
Okay, oh my god,
because I feel like you're really just referring to the Western society when you feel, or when you refer
he's
to
just he's going to keep talking. Okay, so one, I have
that was
a
my
few
first thought.
questions, and I need like what's it called?
I am Shinra. Okay, so
anyways, Dingo, are you gonna like chill? But okay,
this
so I
debate
have a few
is
questions
stupid and
that I need to be
ridiculous.
like
Okay,
direct.
okay, I am Shinra.
Okay,
Okay,
is this
so
anyway?
in this debate,
I don't know
Shinra,
why
I am
Dingo is
Shinra,
third party
and
in
in
my
this
debate.
debate,
Can
we will be
can we get a
talking.
mute on Dingo,
Okay,
please?
can we get a mute on Dingo?
Can we get a
Can we
get a
get
mute
a
on
mute
Dingo,
on
please?
Dingo?
How did C get
Dingo,
muted but
Dingo
not
must
Dingo?
be muted. Okay.
How did
So,
C get muted?
how does Dingo in this debate?
Zaza, are you going to do your job?
Bro, I fucking keep on serving.
Wallahi, Dingo the truth
Zaza, are you
master.
going to do
Check
your
my
job?
rolls. I'm the truth master. Okay,
I
I
actually
don't care.
do mute Dingo, please. I don't want.
Goodness
This is how the
quality.
other
Did you know I
debate,
have
died or
mods? So you
something.
better. I have.
Like, I can't do anything to
So,
Dingo.
what's
This
your
nigga is
response to
funny,
that?
bro.
You can. You okay? Thank you. So you muted them.
I have
Finally. So
models.
I have a few questions, and I need like a very direct response. I don't need any form of like dodging from Archie. So one, the first question is: do you think the statement "there is a laptop in front of me"? Do you think that is trying to purport a non-cognitive state, or do you think he's trying to pick out an object within reality and assign it a property? For one, and two, do you think either of the people who choose a side on Israel versus Palestine, do you think either of them would agree that killing children is moral? Now, the answer to both of those is very clear. So I'm going like what's it called? I'm going to let you speak. Just give me an answer.
That's not any biased language.
On your fucking pole, nigga.
No, I already
Act like
asked
you wanna
you.
do
Can you please
Oh, my
repeat
bad.
yourself because I hadn't heard what you had said.
So,
You
what's it called?
wasted your
Do you
breath.
think these are the two questions? So, do you think
Right.
when somebody says, "I have a laptop in front of me," do you think that is an expression of emotion or a non-cognitive state, or do you think it is picking
I think
out
it
an
could be.
object within reality and
Well,
then assigning it a
the
property?
behavior
And
and
then
the
the
purpose
second
behind
question,
it, it could have such a
the second
connotation,
question
yes.
was quite literally just, do you
If that's what
believe
you're
that
asking.
out of Israel versus Palestine, do you believe either one of them would agree that killing of children is moral? Do you think the
That
majority of
either
them
one
think
of
that?
them would agree.
Yeah, do you think the majority of them think killing of children is immoral?
I'm pretty sure the Israel side would. Yeah, I think the Israel
Oh,
side
do you have
would.
any? Okay, yeah, give me some sort of empirical work for that, please.
Well, you asked what I think, but I mean,
Yes.
sure,
Do
I
you
can give
okay?
you
Do you have
some
any
reasons.
basis for what
I
you
mean,
think?
there have been
What
like
do you just
footage
think
all
things
over
without
Twitter
proof?
and all over social media of
Yeah. Okay.
multiple
Sure. Okay,
children
okay,
being
give me
bombed. I
evidence.
mean,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
something
give me
that
evidence.
you
I don't
see.
need your
If you
anecdote. Give me
genuinely like
evidence.
videos and stuff like that, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
give
say
me
them publicly
evidence. Yeah,
necessarily,
give
but
me
I can
evidence.
name them to Moxie or you if you'd like, so both of you guys can see. And we
Yeah.
seem to see that many people, like Israel, has access everywhere. We understand that. I don't know if you know the Israel like hashtags and stuff like that, but Israel has
Uh-huh.
sponsorship and advertisement all over the Western boards, especially all over the U.S. I mean, if you think of the Super Bowl, one of the most popular, advertising things,
Uh-huh.
all over the U.S.
So
The
are you going to
Israel
keep dodging the question?
advertisement, and they gave Israel sponsorship of
Are you going to
such,
keep dodging the
and it's
question?
funded by them. Think of
Do you
something such
enjoy
as the
dodging
Met Gala.
questions?
When was
Do
that
you enjoy
taking
dodging
place?
questions?
During the bombing of Rafah, to where we've seen probably the biggest amount so far in this war of children killing. And to say that civilians or that the average media is not aware of this, I think that'd be pretty ignorant to say, considering the fact that if we look all over Twitter on Israel, TikTok, if we look all over definitely bigger social media outlets that are pretty popular amongst children and stuff like that, we see many Israelites, sorry, not Israelites, Israelis.
I didn't ask for your
Just
life
commenting on
story, dude.
such.
I asked you for evidence.
You
Like, are you
understand
going
this?
to keep giving me your life story? Like,
Do you
I
understand
need evidence, please. Like, this guy just
the
keeps
point of
talking.
that?
Like, look, the
Yes.
Archie tactic is just to
If you
keep
want
talking over
statistics
and over and
and
over
stuff,
again so that your opponent forgets
let's
what the argument is.
say,
I need some
I don't know. Yo, Shinra, are you since even is you dimwit? Yo, you're
Look,
actually
bro, I need
stupid.
evidence.
You
Look, I
actually
don't
have
care.
videos.
Who muted me? Look,
Listen, what is
I
evidence?
don't
What is
care.
evidence for? What is
I don't
evidence for
care.
you?
Look. I
What
don't
is
care for
evidence
your
for
life
you?
story. I don't care for your life, what's it called? I don't care for like
Oh
your
my
personal
goodness,
anecdote
dude.
about the news. I need
No
evidence. I need
wonder
proof. I
that
need
you
something I
gave
can see. I need
such
something I
terrible
can see,
arguments. You
please.
didn't think that
Please.
arguing moral disagreement
Where's the
was going to be a
evidence?
factor
Where's the
case towards
evidence?
realism?
Where's
I
the
mean, most
evidence? Oh my
people
god.
or
Okay.
most realists would
I'm
argue
gonna
that
wait for
such
the evidence.
disagreement isn't going to be, necessarily an issue or indictment, or that, moral disagreement is actually necessary in some cases. There are even better arguments than the ones you're using right now. That's genuinely in contention when like an anti-realist, or let's say like a
What is this
non-cognitivist
guy
or
talking about?
is
Oh
going
my
to
god.
give some
Do you have
argument
any
for moral
empirical
realism,
work?
you
Oh,
immediately
please. Are you going to
try
keep
to
running?
give that as
Like, are
an
you going to keep running? Oh my god. Okay, so
initialization to yourself.
we're going to
What is
try
that
this. We're going to
slam
try
on
this
your
the Ask
head, you
Yourself
idiot?
style.
This is the reason why you
Archie,
should
are you going
probably
to
read
provide
on
me
all
evidence
things that
one?
you actually
You
try
have
to
5
argue
tries.
instead of arguing and swinging aimlessly, throwing
Are
haymakers
you going
into a
to give
battle
me
that you
evidence
don't know
2?
how to fight. Like, this is
Are
the
you going to
issue,
give me
dude. You're
evidence
an idiot,
3?
dude. And this is the
Are you
reason
going to
why
give me
you're
evidence 4?
gonna be good, Shidra. This is the
Are you going to
reason why
send me
you're
evidence
known
5?
as
So
just
that's
that
5
one
tries, and Archie has still failed to
C
give me any
shadow.
form of
You're
evidence.
just known as
Why
a
is he
clone of
running?
C. That's all
So
you're gonna
are
be
you going
known
to give me
as.
evidence
Unfortunately,
6?
I know it sucks.
Are you going to send me
I
evidence
know it
7?
hurts. But the reality
Are you
is
going to send
you're
me
known
evidence
special.
8?
See, that's the reality.
Are you
It's
going to
something you
send
have
me
to
evidence
understand.
9?
So when you try to talk
Are
me,
you
when you
going to
try to
send me
bring out what you
evidence
can't because your
10?
mic is just terrible and you suck.
Are you going to
I don't
send
know
me
what
evidence
African tribe you
11?
like trade that from,
Are
but
you going to send me
it's
evidence
definitely just
12?
not going to be something that
Okay,
you
so
don't
that's 12
exactly have
attempts. That's
the
12 attempts. I'm going to stop the
the
recording. Archie,
authority
do you have
to
any?
lie
Do
like
you have a
somebody,
closing
right?
statement?
That's just
Do
going
you
to
have a
be the
closing
issue.
statement in mind?
So you're the one
Do
who
you have a closing
mentioned
statement in
Shinra. This
mind?
isn't going to be helpful in your favor. Do you
Yeah,
understand
do you have
this?
a closing statement in mind?
Do you notice how you just saved the recording? Look at
Yeah,
you. It's
no,
okay
I
because I'm
gave you
recording
12
on
attempts to give
OBS,
me
so you can try
evidence.
to be
I gave you 12
disingenuous.
attempts to give me evidence.
Look,
So
even
do you want me to close
why are
it?
you trying to end the recording before the debate finishes? Why are you
No,
trying
no,
to end
no.
the
No, no,
recording
no.
now that
The
you're gonna
debate's
overtalk me by
officially
doing the
over.
exact
Yeah.
same thing that you
So do you
mentioned
have
you got
a?
other
Are you
people
going
for?
to?
What?
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to
Look
keep
at you. Why
asking
are you
you. Do you have
trying
any
to
closing
save the
statements? Do you
recording?
have
Are
a
you
closing
scared or
statement? Do
something?
you have a closing statement? Do you have a
What?
closing
What's
statement?
wrong? What's gonna be
Do
the
you have a
issue,
closing
Shinra?
statement? Do you have a closing statement? What's your closing
Oh,
statement?
gotcha. Oh, I
Okay.
figured so. Yeah, get back to the debate, bud.
Yeah. What's your closing
No,
statement? Go
back
ahead.
to what I was saying previously.
Okay, so he isn't giving me
It's
the
hard to
closing statement
understand
then.
the sense of moral disagreement that people may offer, and the idea that, it is, if you want actual statistics realistic For
Yeah, give me the
such, I
statistic.
can get you multiple
Yes,
videos on
please.
Twitter.
Give
I
me the
don't mind. Just give
statistic,
me a second.
please.
But
Please.
you
Give
know,
me
and
the
I'll also give
statistic,
screenshots
please.
on, you know, or even
Yes.
the amount of, you know, hashtags on Israel.
Oh
on
my
Twitter if you'd
god.
like, you know.
Where's
Give me
the
a second.
statistic? Oh my gosh. Where's the statistic, please? Oh my gosh. Does this guy like enjoy
Are you an
running?
idiot?
Like I hope this guy does track
You
outside
have to
the
be an
outside the
idiot. You just
Discord.
asked for
Why does
evidence,
he
and then
keep
when I
running?
gave evidence, you still.
Yeah, where's the evidence? What's the evidence? Did you send it in chat? Is it on the move? Where's the evidence?
You
Very good
have
job.
to be
You
so.
ignored it.
Wait, Zalza, do you see the evidence? Do you see the evidence?
How
I
I don't
ignorant
see
do
the
you have to
evidence.
be, sure? You're
Do
not a
you
real human
Your
being.
do you
mom-
see the
mom-
statistic?
You're not a real human being, bro.
Wait, Zaza, do you see the
There's no
statistic?
way that you can be.
Shinra,
Seriously.
Shinra,
But
Shinra.
it's
He hasn't
completely okay
sent it
though.
yet.
It's fine. You know.
He has me what?
So let's
He
see.
hasn't sent it yet.
Let's give this.
Oh, so he hasn't sent it yet. So why did he say he has
I've never
evidence?
seen
Okay,
it.
so he was lying. Okay,
Are
don't
you
worry.
dumb?
Are you stupid?
Are you stupid?
Nigga,
Are you dumb?
stupid? I mean, okay. Well, how
Are you
about this?
stupid?
How about this? Let's compare how many debates.
Look,
we
your
won
accent
against
is
each other,
coming out.
Oh my
Archie. We're
God.
one and the
Get
same
Harrison in here
now.
again, Shinra.
We're one and the same now, Archie.
Do you want me to get right Harrison in here again? So you
Both of our accents are
But
coming
that
out
little
again.
tweeb? Why do you
So
keep
Archie, are you
talking
gonna
to
send me
me
the
like that? You're
evidence?
intellectual
Are you
about
going to send me
Shinra.
evidence? Are you going to send me evidence?
You're so like
You have 10 more
ignorant. It's
attempts.
just so
You have 10 more
truly
attempts.
sad, Shinra. I just don't understand how someone can be this mentally idiotic.
Okay. You have 10 more
Brother,
attempts, dude.
brother. You're just embarrassing yourself. You don't have the mic qualities to even overtalk me.
You have
Do
10
not
more
understand
attempts to
this.
send me evidence.
I'm just confused.
So, do you have
So,
the statistic?
Okay, so sitting quiet while I get my statistics and while I get my
So
evidence.
why is
okay?
it when I was
You
looking for my
understand, bud?
statistic, you start speaking?
Okay.
You're speaking right now.
That's fine. So while I get this, no, I got you.
So did I ask you the question, bro? You're a moderator.
while
Shut your mouth.
While I get my evidence and stuff like that, I'll ask you a question. Can you answer a question for me, Shinra? Oh wow, he got
Yeah,
muted. Oh wow.
Why did he mute me? Oh, he muted me because I insulted him. Sounds like you're an idiot, bro. Anyways, look, Archie, what's your question?
You speak, Shinra.
What's your question, Archie?
No one likes the sound of your voice.
What's your question?
Holy fuck, I got you, my friend. I got you. Can you fill in a word for me, please?
Okay, so it isn't relevant. Okay. I'm just gonna wait till you have the statistic.
I'm just curious. I
I mean, exactly. He isn't going anywhere. He's like, he's prepared not to give me the evidence. He's prepared not to give me the evidence.
Look at you.
I'm
Are you
waiting.
idiot? I'm on TikTok right now getting it. Israel is over 7,000 or 700,000.
He's checking
Like,
TikTok.
this
Where's
one,
evidence?
hashtags
What's an
in it, that's fine.
intellectual?
Like I'm getting it right now. but
Archie, can you define
I can't
cognitivism?
think of the sounds. Over 40,000 sounds and videos filmed of it.
Okay.
Like, goodness gracious, bro.
How is that good evidence that all of
Okay,
these
so
people
you
support
understand that
the
this is
death of
equivalent to the
children?
youth, correct? And that this is fulfilling what you asked of me.
Also, wait, one, how do you know that's the majority? And two, how do you know that all of these people who are making these videos are in support of the death of children?
Why does it have to be the majority? What the majority of what?
Because I asked you for the majority. What do you mean? Why does it have to be for the
You
majority?
idiot. The
I asked you
majority of
for the
what?
majority.
Of Israel? Do you think there's more old people than young people?
That isn't what I asked you. I asked you
Are
for the
you
majority of
dumb?
every single
Shitter.
Israeli person.
Do you think shitter? Do you think that there's more like unks than there are children? Do you think that that's how birth rates work?
Well, do you think? Wait,
Like,
too. Do you
are
think that
okay in the
40,000
room,
people?
Shitter?
Do you think 40,000
There's
people
no
is the
chance you're
majority
okay
of all
in the room.
children in
There's
Israel?
no chance that you just seriously said
Do you
that.
think 40,000 people is
My
the
friend,
majority of
I'm just
people in
gonna help you
Israel?
with this, bro.
Do you think 40,000
There's
people
no
is the
way that
majority
you're
of people
real
in
human
Israel?
being.
This a yes
Like,
or no, by the
seriously.
way. This a yes or no, by the
I'm
way.
not gonna answer. I don't have to answer whatever way.
Yeah,
you like.
keep
I
running,
don't
keep
care about
running,
your
keep
answers
running,
at
keep
all, bro.
running. How many people
Let's see. So we have this right here.
are in Israel?
And then I'm gonna get you that statistic now that I've collected the social media. I got you.
9 million
That's what you
people
keep
only got me
saying that I'm like
40,000.
rolling and stuff, but I'm collecting it. You're an absolute idiot.
Allah.
Let's see.
Look.
How many? Man. Let me get a stat for you. All right. Let's see. Oh wow. Interesting. So even this reflects the majority. So let's see how you're wrong in
Send me it.
3 different ways. So
Send
I'm
me-
gonna
send
send
me
this
in chat.
debate chat for you, okay, Moxie? I know Shinra doesn't have the capability of reading.
I know Shinra doesn't have the
so
capability.
maybe someone can translate for him.
Maybe somebody can translate for
here, I
him.
got you though.
Here, I got
So,
you though.
this right here.
Sure,
So
this
this is
right
just
here.
the social media tour we see. It's pretty significant in size. And then this is, appealing to the young, crowd, of course. And then this is going to be the statistic to where it seems that majority of Israelis actually believe the war hasn't even gone far enough. Believe that it should be done even more.
By previous
many would wonder, when was this taken?
been
Maybe it was
about
before the
right.
war. This was actually May 30th,
34 say it
2024.
hasn't gone far
So we
enough.
already see a large scale amount, of child killing. This is after Rafah, right? So
This is
the excuse that they just don't know, that can't be the case.
The TikTok post is the
young,
evidence.
Audience doesn't have social media.
Wait, okay, so Israel, right? This hashtag Israel. This is followers that they have. This is songs that they have. Wait, this is TikTok. Wait, this is Twitter posts. Right, and okay, look,
Twitter,
I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain it slowly to you like this. So the war that is going on is fine. People can have different views as to whether or not they think the war is okay. That's completely fine. However, the thing I need you to answer to me is: do you think that a good majority of these people not only are aware of all of the war crimes that are going on, but also agree with them? Do you think so? And if so, then I need you to give me some form of argument for that. What's the account of that? Also, this is 34% of the people who have been interviewed, right? How many people were even interviewed in this statistic? Like, if you're unable to even answer me that, then I don't even know whether or not this is even a valid statistic.
So what's going to be the issue with the statistic?
I just told you.
No, and I know, and I just answered.
So why'd you ask me what the issue was if I just told you the issue?
Purpose of such, your whole
if I just told you the issue, why'd you ask me what the issue was again?
He's saying that people can disagree, but this isn't going to reflect the majority of people. You haven't even shown the majority of people agree with such, which is something I asked beforehand. Because you said average median, to which I asked you, well, average where? Is this going to be something that's only
okay, this guy's like an idiot. So I'm going to explain this one more time, and then we can move to closings. So I didn't say that a majority of people actually agree that children should be killed. I didn't say they agree or disagree. I just asked you, do you think most, like a majority of people on either side, by the way, agree with the death of children? And then you sent me a statistic from Israel. You said that they believe that the war against Hamas has not gone far enough. Now, I don't know if the war against Hamas is identical to the killing of children, right? I didn't say killing of children in the war, but just killing of children generally. And you have not failed to provide me that, unless you think that the war against Hamas is identical to the killing of children, and you believe that that's how most of the Israeli people are viewing this war, which then I need more empirical work for. But until you have that said sort of evidence, then we can agree.
But they include Hamas within the children of the rates. Hamas is just code word for Palestinians.
How do you know that? How do you know that that's how
that's fine.
all of these people are viewing? How do you know that's how all of these people are viewing the Israel versus Hamas war?
Right, literally claiming that they only target Hamas, including their mass soldiers, and this being in response to Rafah, which is
you can get him saying that. That's not what the claim I'm asking you for, by the way.
No, it's proving of the claim you're asking for.
No, I'm telling you, the thing you're trying to find evidence for is not the claim.
Prove that Hamas is something related to the killing of the children.
No, that's why I asked you. That's why I asked
that's a code name.
That's why I asked you.
If you're gonna take that as literal as it can be, saying that it's
that's why I asked you.
They label for them.
Is he listening to me?
Direct implication and evidence for such.
Is he listening to me? Okay, so that isn't what I asked you. What I asked you very, very clearly is, do you think that the average Israeli person views Hamas and innocent children the same way? For one, do you think that if they saw and if they were well aware of people getting killed, do you think like children getting killed, innocent children, do you think if they were well aware of this, do you think the majority of people would agree with the death of these children? For one, and then two, again, the killing of children thing wasn't only extended to Israeli people, it was also extended to Palestinians as well. Do you think both of them in conjunction, do you think most of them agree with the death of children? And the answer is like a very clear no. But I don't even need to answer for you. I just need you to actually like respond to the question. If you don't respond to the question, you wasted like 47 minutes of my time. So do you want me to
any elementary schooler or middle schooler would be able to address this.
Wait, Zaza, you see how you continue to let him cut me off? You're an idiot. I don't know why I let you on.
You're not real.
Zaza, you're an idiot. I don't even know why I let you on. You're like,
Yo, now you're trying to strike at Zaza because you can't.
So what's it called? Archi. Are you like are you going to answer my question?
Are you gonna listen? I already did.
Wait, can you repeat my question back to me?
Which question are you referring?
The most recent one.
The most recent one is, are you gonna repeat my question?
Okay. Yeah, let's both be retos together. Okay, are you going to repeat the most recent question about whether or not, about like what's it called? Whether or not both Israeli and Palestinian people agree with agree with the death of children? Do you know the question I asked you pertaining to that?
Well, do you understand that question? And I already told you that that's what
What
my
is he
position
repeating the
holds.
question? Oh my
But I
God.
was
Okay,
just
so yeah,
repeating
no.
in reference to
We can
Israel
just end the
and
debate
not
here.
Palestine.
Yeah, we can just end the
That's why
debate
I
here.
sent
Yeah,
a statistic
I ended
from
my
Israel
recording.
and not
I just
Palestine.
ended my recording. Don't worry. I just ended my
Are you
recording. Yeah, don't worry. I ended my
How do
recording.
you not
I
understand
ended
that?
my
This is
recording. Don't worry,
bro.
son.
You're
I ended
not a
my
real
recording.
person.
I ended my
I've
recording.
repeated
Don't worry,
myself
son.
3 different
Don't
times,
worry, son.
Shinra.
I ended the
Are you
recording.
capable of
Do
listening?
you want to send this
Is
to
this
Moxie?
something in your
Do you want
capability?
to send this to Moxie?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
You could ask it first. That's what or you could look in the side chat.
I don't think Moxie was like listening for the arguments right now, but
That's okay. You could think that. I don't care what you
okay.
think.
You can ask him.
You're useless. You can ask him if you're curious about it. I know what my position holds.
I'm
I know
Archie.
what you
I'm
responded
so
with.
cool.
It's something just completely useless. Like, I don't know if you thought that was a tier 1 performance, but you know, you keep trying to vouch for people and getting mad when people place you like on average tier 3, but then you perform like that. And
Actually, it's tier 2, by the way.
what other
Actually, it's tier
choice are
2,
you
by the way.
giving them? You know?
Archie
Like
versus
something like that,
Shinra.
it's just not going to be a performance that's impressive.